Are you gonna make my tea?
I will.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome to the Stitching Penguin channel. This is Ashley, the Stitching Penguin.
Here's a mess. Hot mess. Need coffee. Okay. No face. My hair's brushed, but because I keep it in a bun all day, it doesn't work very well. This is probably the first time I've had my hair down in like almost 10 months. I don't have it down very often because it's now getting pulled and yeah. Anyway, hi Flosstube. My name is Ashley, also known as the Stitching Penguin on Instagram. Today is Saturday the 25th. It is a little afternoon. I'm hoping we found out a quicker way to get these videos up. Last time it took like 6 days because I tried to upload it and our Wi-Fi is pretty crappy, so I've learned how to redo it on my phone because we send it to I used to record on an iPad. We would edit on the iPad and then send it straight on the iPad, but now we're recording on a phone, sending to the iPad to edit, and now we're sending it back to the phone to upload, so it only takes a couple hours. So I still have a nasty cough. I got the flu with my son, I think it was around January 2nd, and this cough has not gone away. I know it wasn't COVID because we took him to get tested for flu and I got it 2 days later, so we know it's the flu. So I've worked on quite a few things. I actually have one finish, and of course, since I had to finish, I had to start something else. I had intentions of starting other things, but I had misplaced my cross-stitch books, so they may be in storage. So when we go back to storage, I may find those, and I may do some mania. I'm itching to start some new stuff, because, you know, I don't have enough already. Okay. And while I'm at it, thank you for the continued viewers. I appreciate all your comments. I read every single one of them, and I love to talk with you. I reach out to some people on Instagram and have conversations as well. I know a couple of you have probably come over from my aunt who is stitching in the burrow. She finally made her first Flosstube. She already has a second one out, and she's over 500 subscribers already. So thank you guys. For those of you that do not know, I talk about her a lot. She said she lost count after 180 whips, so she's got a lot, mostly full coverage. So if you like full coverage, jump over and see her, say hi, and continue to give her your support. So thank you. Okay, so you may hear my son in the background. He's in his jumper. He loves it. He goes nuts. And he just started crawling, so he's now getting into everything. So anything that we could stick him in for a couple minutes to do something and keep him stationary is great. But let's get into my finish. I finished Melody, which is a Mill Hill. This is my first Mill Hill piece I have ever done. I have Playful Penguins, which I really can't wait to finish now because this one is beautiful. Kaylee cross stitch was stitching hers, and I saw her make amazing progress, and it made me want to work on mine, and so then she finished hers, which means I needed to finish mine. But the beading, there is so... Ooh, this quality's good. There are so many beads in this sucker, and it was so much fun. Love this piece. Okay, that was my only finish this week, but a finish no less, especially with it being a small. Let's move on to whips. So I call this my work piece because if I'm on break, because I work from home, if I'm on break and I the baby's down taking a nap or occupied, I will reach over and stitch on this, or if I'm on hold or in a meeting that I'm listening to, I will pull this one out because it's simple. I guess I need the picture. Hold, please. Here it is. This is, ooh, Bunny and Cats. And I believe I have a before picture. If I do, my husband who edits my videos will stick it either here, here, wherever he can fit it. But that's where I am. So this one is actually looking really cute. I started the checkers, the wagons coming together. But this one's a pretty quick stitch. It's good for me to easily pick up. It's on a paper chart, so it's a little bit different compared to my normal full coverage that's in Pattern Keeper, but it's a nice change up. It's nice to have something small that I could easily finish. Okay, then I want to show my start. Here it is. I started going back into the office, and where I'm at, I go to the office in Atlanta. So for me to beat traffic, I leave at 6 o'clock to get there by 7:30, 8 o'clock. And so since I'm there a little bit early, I brought this with me to work on until I had to clock in. But this is a new start. This is Meow at the Moon. Super cute. Super, super cute. And this is where I'm at. So I completely finished the border, and I started on this cat's paw print. This is done on 18 count, I want to say gray. I can't remember. I was going to do it on oatmeal, but when I started stitching the white stitches, I could not see it. I think I have an example actually. I digress. Gray Ada. It actually looks really nice. So this one will be another quick stitch. I couldn't wait to start this one because it looks like my cat. So okay. Then I worked on this is Smiles in My Cup. Let me get it up. I'm recording on my husband's phone. I kept my phone so I could, you know, look at pictures in Pattern Keeper and show them on here. And it saves him time too. So, it's not a good picture, is it? This is by Heaven Art Designs. Artwork by Tamra Markard. I'll get this eventually. There you go. I didn't do a whole lot, but I started in the middle, so it's at that glare point right there. So it's like, it's not a lot of fun yet. So there I am. I started branching off into the brown, so I'm trying to work my way out so I can get into something other than white. But this fabric is by Be Stitch Me. There's the card. It is 18 count Ada, nope, 20 count Ada, opal, Winter Blues opal. I think I special ordered this one. It's beautiful. I love it. Okay. This is by Thread Geeks. This is Legend of Zelda. I'm doing this one on 18 count black Ada. I didn't do a lot on this one either, but a little bit of stitches is better than none. I have a stitch count, but I did not write it down. Okay, now I have to figure out which way this goes. I'm pretty sure it goes this way. And this is what, focus, maybe, that's what it's going to look like. I may have him put the pictures in because you can't really see it too well. I'll have him put the pictures in. And this is where I'm at. So it's a lot of block stitching, which is nice every now and again. So I do a string here and there, but I think I maybe put 200 stitches in this one. So not a ton, but enough to get it going. That green is pretty. I like that green. So I think I worked on that for one day. Okay, then I have, this is Ruskin's Penguins by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I did this one day as well. And that's where I'm at. I love this, the black on the blue. It's really pretty. But I did mess up. Where is it? Right here. There should be another space. So I may just stitch over it, because by the time I noticed that, I had all this and I'm not pulling it out. I don't have time for that. And this is on 18 count Ada, Ocean Depths by Be Stitch Me as well. Nope. Oh, at least my back looks good. There we go. That's pretty. Next, I have, this is Chamber of Secrets, charted by Tilton Crafts. This one is out of print, and I was determined to get all the way across on this row, and I finished all the black on the next row. So I did all the black, now I need to go fill in. And I'm debating, do I want to go ahead and start filling in, or do I want to go ahead and do the black on the next row and then go back and fill in? Because I feel like it will be easier to follow, but I'm not sure just yet. When I pull it back out, I'll decide then. Or I may work a little there and then work on some black. There's a lot of black in this. There's a lot of black in a lot of my projects. And then that piece, because I have the picture. It's a very bent up picture. Oh, and I have how many stitches I have done on these. I keep track of, say, my full coverage. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I can start incorporating that in my notes. I meant to do it this time, but I completely forgot. It slipped my mind. Oh my god, you scared me. Thank you. I've already had 2 cups of coffee, so I didn't think it would be good to have another cup of coffee. Okay. I don't have the picture for this one, so we'll insert it. But this is Sorcerer's Stone, also charted by Tilton Crafts. This one is also out of print. I know I put 1,000 stitches in this one because I was over here by the clouds and I started getting into the castle and I didn't want to stop, so I just okay. I just kept going. I couldn't. I had to keep going because after all this black, this is exciting. This is really exciting. So, here, I'm going to hold it back. This one looks so good. And I'm hoping to finish these in order, which is why you see more on this one compared to Chamber of Secrets and then, of course, all the other ones. And then the last one I worked on, I love this one so much. This one is Reader's Paradise by Amy Stewart. This is my first started Amy Stewart piece. And I love this piece. I love this piece so much. Because I'm doing this on 28 count and doing a 10 stitch. So even though it's on a small scale, I get to see stuff quicker because one, it takes me half the time to stitch it because it's 10 stitch, and so with it being on such a small scale, I get to see stuff, I feel like, faster. My needle is still in this one. And that's where I'm at. So I believe I did from about here over. But one will put a picture in. Yeah, look, it looks so good. Oh my god. Okay, but that's all I've stitched on. I don't really have any plans. I just kind of sometimes I spin my wheel and then just pick whatever I want to stitch on out of what it lands on. Sometimes I'll spin twice and then decide out of the 2. Sometimes if I'm in the mood to work on something specific, I'll pull out something specific. I've been itching to get my hands on some fabric, which I'll probably have to order from 123 Stitch to do Amy Stewart's coloring book, because I got that for Christmas and I've been wanting to start it so bad. But I blew my money on something else. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But there were 2 things, we're going into haul now, but there was 2 things that I did not show my last video that I did get for Christmas. So I have, this is Penguin. I don't really know if this has like a name on it. Oh, but you could stitch it and then mail it. So it's a little penguin and it's like a canvas. So you stitch on the canvas and then you put it, you can decorate the wood border, and then you can mail it off. So here you go. If that tells you. So you stitch it, you can decorate the wood frame, and then you can mail it to somebody if you want to. But that's super cute. That'll be a really quick stitch, and he's so cute. So that may be coming out too. And I believe it comes with all the floss and everything too. It feels like it. So, in May. I haven't opened it yet to find out. And then I did get a Mill Hill Santa. And he's so cute. Look at the Santa. And I love the buttons. So you have a gingerbread and the candy canes. I think out of these Mill Hills, the buttons are my favorite. And that's probably what a lot of people like, are the buttons. So since I completed a Mill Hill, I feel like I need to start another Mill Hill. But I have quite a few. I have this one, I have a pumpkin one, a coffee one. I think I have like 2 more. But I would need to look through them. Oh, well, speak of the devil. I have quilted cats. That's one of them. Here's the pumpkin one I was talking about. This one's really cute. And then, I have more in here. Well, those are the only 2. And I think the only reason why they're in here is I cleaned out one of my project bags for my mom. So, I also got a couple of other things. So, Tara, One Stitch at a Time on Flosstube, she is doing a temperature stitch, which has like little honeycombs. So each day, the temperature I think she's doing every 5 degrees, she's filling in the honeycomb. But she didn't care for the palette that came with the pattern, so she commissioned my husband to design her palette. And so he laid out like 6 different colors, 5 or 6 different palettes, and she picked which one she wanted, and then he converted it to DMC. Excuse me. So what she did, because she didn't really know how to compensate him, she bought me a pattern instead. And it was off of my wish list. And this is Aqua City by Zero Machete. And I can't wait to start this one too. I want to start all of them. But I've learned in my cross stitch journey, I was doing everything on 18 count. And I started first buying the minis. But I've noticed I love the minis because they don't take as long. But I like the quality or the picture, the look of the regulars. I will not do max color. I will not do supersized. But I like the quality of the regulars. So I decided to try 28 count, and learning how 10 stitch works, I actually think I prefer 28 count for full coverage with 10 stitch. One is quicker, it takes half the time like I talked about before, and it's on a smaller scale. So I don't have to frame a bed sheet to put on my wall. So I need to get some 28 count material, and I have a ton of 18 count, but I'm saving that for like my smaller stuff, like in my my cross stitch books that I've misplaced. So so I got that one. Excuse me. And then I got Heaven Art Designs has new freebies on their website, and so I had to download all of them, or most of them. I think they have more than what I've downloaded. So one of them, these are by Sheena Pike because she came back to Heaven Earth. So this is Freebie Christmas Cutie Gnome. He's cute, but I don't know if I would necessarily stitch him. But just in case, I had to download it because, you know, what if it's gone and I wanted to stitch it? Then here's another one. This is Tea and Books Llama. Again, same thing, but this one I want to stitch, and it is so cute. This is Freebie Sea Turtle Mama. I love this one. I want to do this one. So I got those. So that's all my haul. So now is going to be a little bit about life. Still somewhat stitching related, but mainly life. So my aunt, that's Erin. Stitching in the Burrow, my aunt Stitching in the Burrow, she made her Flosstube, and my mom was like, oh, well, I'm gonna get into Flosstube as well, or not Flosstube, but stitching. And so she's like, I'm gonna be stitching in the corn. Because we live in the middle of nowhere. So then she decided she wanted to start cross stitching. So she found a stamped kit at the store, and then she brought it home, and then she's like trying to see it, and she couldn't see it too well, and with stamped it's a little bit harder to see what you've already done. And so I'm trying to introduce her to some Lizzie Kate stuff, but she's determined to get the stamped kit done. It's a sunflower. And so I introduced her to a needle threader, which has been game changer. And then since she was having trouble seeing her pattern, so I talked about an OT light, about the 2-in-1, where it converts as like a standing one or a table one, and it's got the magnifier in the middle with the light. And when I looked it up, it was over 50% off. So I bought her one. And when she got it, I looked at it, and then I had to get one. So I got one, which is currently in the living room, and hers is in the bedroom. Well, I haven't been able to use it all week because I had to drive to Atlanta for work, and by the time I get home, I'm exhausted. I'm ready to go to bed. So I set it up, or my husband built it, and Baby Penguin helped, of course, and set it up, and I was going to go use it last night, and she comes in the living room and uses it instead. So I said, okay, fine. I can see just fine. I've already gone over 5 years without it. What's another day? So she's been getting into stitching. I just bought her first pair of stork scissors because she kept stealing mine. So she doesn't really know how to feel about it yet, but I think she's still getting in the groove. And a stamp kit, it's hard to see. It's printed. I think she would do better with Lizzie Kate or Shannon Christine. So I've kind of pulled some up, and she's liked some of them. So now I have to get her some fabric that'll go with it and kind of go from there. But everything's been good. The flu was in our house in January. It was me and Baby Penguin, and then my husband just had it last week, and no one else got sick, thankfully. But other than that, I stitch at night when he goes to bed. He goes to bed around 7. I stitch from about 7 to 10, and I get quite a bit done. It's nice. He's sleeping almost through the entire night. He'll wake up at like 5 or 6 wanting a bottle, and then he'll sleep again until 7. So that's a blessing. He's a big boy. He's already in 18-month clothing, and he'll be 10 months next month. But it's been fun. We found our library here, got library cards. We've already got him a ton of books to read, and we read them with him at night. It's been fun. But that's all the stitching I have. That's all the life. I've been reading. I'm still reading here and there. But I've been trying to divvy my time between stitching, reading, and playing games, because I still play some video games here and there. But I have to fight my husband over it. But that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. Message me on Instagram. I don't think I'm ever going to have plans again, but that may change because I'm trying to get one of my projects done, and then someone just came out with Your Oldest Whip Wednesday to stitch on. I'm partial about it. I need to do it because I would need to get my oldest whip done, but do I want to? I don't know. But thank you. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.